This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine. Your stem cells, your health, your life. And we're back.
And there's still time for you to fly to Philly with me, and you too could be drinking champagne in the cemetery in Philadelphia.
It's going to take a while for that image to go somewhere, but anyway.
You're gonna love
it.
All right, speaking of music.
Were we?
Well, we will now.
Okay.
You and I have talked a lot before about all the talented musicians that we have from Kansas, and we've got Kansas Music Hall of Fame coming up in the spring, so we'll talk about that later on. Mark your calendars, first weekend in March. We have people from so many different genres of music, and classical music. As you know, we've done a couple of episodes, but we have John Leavitt, who is originally from Leavenworth, and as we spoke before, Leavenworth has just produced some amazing musicians.
Well, Randy Sparks, of course, who founded the new Christy Minstrels and was the opening act for, and now I can't think of his name.
What's his name? You know, he was a big star. What's his name?
Well, he really was. He was a movie star, too. But anyway, Randy Sparks is from there. And, of course,
Our
Leavenworth was not always called Leavenworth, you know. It was called Riverbend.
I didn't know
Did you know that? Yes.
Yeah.
And Randy has done a song called Riverbend. In fact, for a very short while, he had a radio show before he went on the road again after he reformed the new Christy Minstrels here. Oh gosh, almost 15 years ago now. And he did a song called Riverbend, and it was about his hometown of what became Leavenworth.
Well, you know, Melissa Etheridge is also from Leavenworth.
Right.
And so is the amazing John Leavitt. And I, throughout the Christmas holiday, listening to NPR and you know, looking for recordings in the store. He is a conductor, and you know, there is a degree in conducting. Who knew?
Huh.
And he's absolutely amazing. So let's take a look at the career of another incredible Leavenworthian. Is that a word?
Yes, Riverbendian.
Riverbendian.
Throughout the Christmas season, the music of John Leavitt filled the air, but the same could be said of every season. The composer, conductor, pianist, and teacher was born and raised in Leavenworth. He received his degree in music education from Emporia State, a master's degree in piano and composition from Wichita State, and the Doctorate of Musical Arts, which translates to conducting, from the Conservatory of Music at the University of Missouri, Kansas City. Among his many honors and appointments was a year spent with Concordia College in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where he was Director of Choral Activities and Assistant Professor of Music. In 2010, Dr. Leavitt was the recipient of a grant from the National Endowment of the Arts American Masterpieces to write a new choral work in celebration of the 150th anniversary of the state of Kansas. His music has been performed in 30 countries across the globe, and his recordings have been featured nationally on many public radio stations. An extraordinary composer, performer, and clinician for church and school music literature, Leavitt continues to teach, lecture, and guest conduct numerous workshops, festivals, and symposia. He serves as a regular guest conductor in major venues throughout the United States, including New York's Carnegie Hall and Washington, D.C.'s Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. He served as artistic director for the National Capitol Choral Festival in Washington, D.C., and the Chicago Sings Choral Festival. His compositions are represented in nearly every major music catalog in this country.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.